I'll start. I'm Ashley Wildcat, and right now I'm in Chicago, Illinois, and it's cold. What's up, everybody?
Welcome, Ashley. Yay! This is VeVe again, of course, always from New York, where it's not cold today. It's like raining, and it feels like spring. It's so weird.
Weird.
Yeah. And with me is Hans in disguise. No, not really. Hans was sick today. Everybody wish Hans that he'll get better really soon. But yeah. Diablo is here instead in Hans's place today.
Hello.
Hey.
Sarah, say hi.
Hey guys, I'm Sarah Brooke, and
I'm getting Sarah. Sarah, introduce yourself. Okay, so everybody, we're gonna meet January 31st to all shoot together, right?
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yay!
In the sunny state of Florida.
That's exciting. That's gonna be really cool.
I'm gonna keep pointing out the weather. I love warm weather. Okay, go on, VeVe. Sorry.
Well, Ashley, this is mostly your shoot, right? And Mike too.
Mm.
I'm just gonna be a guest. That's awesome. Tell us what is going on. What's the plan?
Well, Walker, is this our 5th or 6th shoot?
Yeah, 5th, I think.
Yeah, it's our 5th or 6th shoot, and we partnered to bring these matches together with the best talent. Like you guys, we couldn't do it without you guys. You're awesome. I love all of you so much. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and we do a lot of matches, and we roll around, and we have fun, and we wrestle. I mean, it's not a bad life.
Like, what's the plan, the schedule? There are so many ladies that I haven't met before, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Who are we gonna see?
Oh God, this is probably the bigger one. Usually we have 6 or 7 girls at most. We've had as little as 4.
Yeah, I think it's 9 this time, Ashley.
Yeah, didn't we just add Leela Barrel too? I don't know if you guys have even heard that news yet.
I heard the other day.
Oh no, I didn't even know.
Yeah, we just added Leela too. So what is that, Walker? 9 or 10?
9, yes. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God.
Walker, do you want to announce everybody in case everyone doesn't know? Because we don't have everybody on here, but would you be so kind to just list everybody that's going to be there?
Sure, we're going to have VeVe, of course, Sarah, you, Leela Barrel, Allie Parker, Vanessa Milano, Keri Spectrum, of course. It's just going to be a huge lineup.
We got Jenny Jett, too.
Jenny Jett, yeah, I forgot Jenny.
She's someone I haven't even met yet.
I haven't met her either.
So she was on
Who's fighting who? I've heard I have like 3 matches, right? I have Betty and Vanessa and Sarah. We're fighting again. That'll be fun.
Yay!
Ow!
Who is everyone else fighting?
I know there's been a lot of talk about mine and Sarah's competitive match coming up.
Yeah. So I guess
I've got a back on that one. It's gonna be fun.
Funny, Ashley, you and I have done a lot of matches together, but we haven't done a straight up competitive one yet.
It's like you always just tying me up in those ropes, girl.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
She's always tying me up, no matter what. Every time I go visit VeVe, I'm being tied up. She's kicking my butt, and I'm usually dressed up like Wonder Woman, which I'm totally okay with.
Oh, you are like the best Supergirl, Ashley. You are like perfectly,
yes.
You know, just the look.
I love it.
But you know,
just another rough day in my office, you know?
All the more.
I'm like, oh, I'm torn. I'm like, oh man, okay, VeVe, super awesome hot chick. Oh, I'm being tied up. Oh no, damsel in distress. You know, it's kind of like mixed emotions. So it's always a good time.
But so I was gonna say, I saw Sarah do a full-on competitive match with Rachel here, and Sarah kicked ass. So
yeah.
I want to say Ashley, be afraid.
Oh.
I've seen Sarah really put the hurt on.
I'm excited then, because Sarah, we mentioned it on Twitter, like you're one of the newer up and comers. It used to be me, so hey girl, do your thing. I love it. But what, do you have any athletic background? Like I don't really know your athletic background or anything like that.
Well, I do. I was a water polo player for 4 years, but I never wrestling or fighting. It just comes natural. I've only been doing it 6 months. Well, now a little longer. I say 8 months.
Nice.
Okay,
so no like no jujitsu or anything like that yet. Just kind of rolling around. Cool. Nice. Yeah. Well, I saw you and Leela did a competitive one, and you gave her a big run for her money too. And I know that she trains and stuff, so I'm excited to get my paws on ya.
I'm ready. I mean, I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but I gotta tell you, that makes the excitement even better.
It does for sure.
You know what? You guys just told me that there are 9 ladies who are going to be at this shoot, and I want to say I've had this long time goal of doing an 8-lady bondage wrestling.
Oh my god.
You know, I like to tie up everybody, and we've done 4-person tournaments. And did we lose sound for
I've done in one of the 4.
And we've done 6-person, so we want to do 8. So you guys know the other ladies down there. Would they be up for like a full-on 8-person bondage wrestling?
Oh my god, that would be fun. I'm sure. As long as, yeah. I'm thinking so. I'm thinking that could be something we could definitely arrange.
That makes me really excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, those are fun matches for sure.
Did you want to do your topic?
Okay. So, okay, all right. Ladies, I have a particular couple questions that we want to have for our discussion other than the shoot itself. Okay, so Sarah, you've done catfighting, right?
Yes, I'm actually doing one right now.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just pan the camera out because I want to watch this.
Right?
Well, no, I mean, not at the moment, but my production will be starting in about half an hour.
Okay, nice. Ashley, have you done catfighting? You're the Wildcat, right?
Yeah. I mean, not full on anything goes. No, not freaking 100%. I've never gone at 100% hair pulling, whatever the hell, rip clothes. Done okay, go, and I've definitely ended up with blood and literal scratches, but never full on So I guess it just depends on your definition of a cat fight.
Well, that's something I wanted to ask. What makes it a cat fight? Because I'll always be slapping and hair pulling is okay, but I don't want to do scratching. So what makes it a cat fight?
I mean, I typically meow at every match, so if meowing and going like this is a cat fight, then I cat fight every freaking match, but it's just, yeah, I'm curious, Sarah, do you have any answer for that? If you cat fight a lot, what's your definition?
What makes it a cat fight is we really try not to use any grappling experience. It's all about the slaps, the hits, the hair pulling, the scratches, the bruises. It's a let's say example, bar brawl. When you see somebody fighting in a bar, that's what a cat fight is.
Okay, so when they don't know what they're doing, really, it's just kitty, like girls. What do I do?
Yeah.
Ah! Okay. Well, then mine, to answer your question, VeVe, typically it was wrestling and catfighting, never just full on catfighting. Then why you want a catfight? I'd like to take away your jiu-jitsu skills.
That is actually when I was really first starting out. There was a company here, East Coast Cats, who did some of the first fights I ever did, and they did cat fights. and the guy, when I go into the match, says, okay, no jujitsu. And I was kind of like, what does that even mean? Like, I know it means no arm bars, but like jujitsu is just like moving your hips a lot. And I'm like, can I not move my hips like out to the side? That's a big thing. So I was so confused when somebody first told me do a match with no jujitsu. Like, it's easy if you don't know jujitsu at all, but if you do, it gets so into like how you move. I'm like, how do I do that?
Well, I get confused because I do wrestle, so I'm told, I can't lock on and I can't, use whatever I know from wrestling, so it's always, tricky to convert.
Right, to like
it's
not do something if you already know how to do it.
What was
But
that?
it's definitely physical.
Did we just freeze? Lost our sound for like just a second there. Okay, hey. So, Ashley and Sarah, have you met Keri Spectrum before?
I've met her quite a few times. I know Keri pretty well, yeah.
Sarah,
I
you
haven't
met
her. No.
Okay.
I met her husband.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I shot with them for their company, but just their husband.
Okay.
Oh,
I was gonna say the first time I ever met Keri was in a cat fight as well, because I know she's like done a lot of that and has done some pretty hard ones.
I heard.
All this catfight talk, I think we're going to have to put some catfights on the books for the shoot. Some catfighting and some bondage wrestling, like.
I have like a ton of different things.
Oh God, it's gonna be, it's fun.
So.
Check the comments.
Hey, Mike. So,
yes.
Okay, I've gotten requests sometimes. Guys will ask, "Can I do a mixed cat fight?" Like, can guys do cat fights, or is it not a cat fight anymore?
I don't know about that. I kind of think of it as a female-female type of thing, but I suppose they can if they want to. Not maybe something I'd want to see, but I'm sure there's a market for it. I mean,
I think it's mainly that guys sometimes want to do it.
yeah. Well, I think it'll be fun.
Of course they do.
Of course.
I think they want to get
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask, like Mike, do you shoot cat fights, or you shoot like just straight wrestling?
We haven't really had any cat fights, but I mean, if people want them and want to order them, sure, no problem. And that's whatever people want.
All right, I'm down.
So I'm gonna did somebody asked a question in the comments, and they said, Sarah, do you have any battle marks from your matches yesterday?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
They
More to come.
They asked if you can show off any,
Oh,
or no.
or not. I mean, let's see. Can you see that?
Oh, is that like a hell of a bruise?
Oh, yeah. That's just one.
Oh, geez. What happened in the match yesterday?
Well, I fought Dragon Lily. She's very experienced black belt in jiu-jitsu, and she's been doing this for a long time. And it's a 40-minute. Actually, I never fought that long. 40-minute cat fight.
40 minutes.
Damn.
Straight 40 minutes. Yes.
It was you guys went at it like hardcore.
Yeah. It was pretty rough.
Was it supposed to be 40 minutes, or was it like until somebody couldn't go any longer?
It was supposed to be 20 minutes.
How did it go so long?
We just were so into it, we just didn't realize we were going that long.
Holy shit.
That's funny. I see somebody.
Keri is here.
Hi, Keri.
Hi, guys.
I don't see her, but I see white.
Oh, well, I am white. I mean,
Nice.
kind of goes with it, I guess. Let me see if I can get some better coloring in here.
Everyone is here.
So, Keri, we were just talking all sorts of shit about you.
Oh, that's cool.
Terrible.
I was talking all
Yeah,
sorts of shit about you guys, too, to my girl. Yeah.
It's your
They
what?
make things suck.
Yeah. Mwah.
Sorry I'm late. It was really crazy.
I don't see you yet. Does anybody else see her?
Only one who doesn't. I see you.
Yeah, I think we all see we all see each other. I think.
Yep.
I don't think Sarah sees me, though.
I don't see Keri.
We'll translate for you.
Okay. I see her, though.
So, Keri, you missed. We were having a whole catfight discussion, and
Okay.
we were needing your expert testimony.
In regards to what?
We were like, who's done catfighting? We have this big shoot with like 9 ladies coming up. Are we gonna catfight, or are we gonna be all nice to each other? We wanted to hear from you.
I missed the last part of that question. Is it going to be a big cat fight, or are we going to be nice to each other? Is that what it is?
We also asked what makes a catfight. Like, is it just slapping, or is there some other rule?
Depends. I mean, a cat fight is more than just slapping. Yeah, it's kind of like its own fighting style, all its own. You know, I have a lot of respect for cat fighting. It's how I started in the industry, and it's really, really fucking intense. You know, you gotta really trust the person you're fighting with, and you gotta be able to take a hit, and you have to really experience it with somebody who really is willing to hit you and take hits to kind of understand how it goes, you know. But a lot of the catfighting out there now, even the competitive catfighting, isn't what true catfighting used to be. You know, it's just like girls that'll be like, oh, well, you know, we'll just, you know, make it look really good. You know, there's a lot of that out there now. And I miss the old catfighting. I love beating the shit out of people and getting the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I second that one.
This
What
sounds
did you
like
guys
a
say?
Sarah and Keri match would be like the best thing ever.
I think
I've
so.
heard that more than once.
I'm gonna say. Oh, we just had somebody send a question too in the comments. Okay, all right, everybody, decide whether you can answer this or if it's like too incriminating online. But what is the weirdest match request or rule you've ever had?
That's a long
Yeah.
to go over.
Yeah, there's a there's a lot of weird stuff, weird people out there.
I don't know. I can't think of it. I usually get like the wrestling catfighting stuff, so my stuff isn't typically that weird. I can't really think of anything with it.
I get weird, like, stretching, passing out requests, but I'm new, so I don't know. It might get weirder.
Yeah.
It probably will,
I mean,
Sarah.
I had a guy who wanted 10 minutes of just eye rolling and like crossing the eyes and goofy faces, but
During wrestling or like?
no, just staring at the camera, going like,
Keri, I'm on podcast with Keri.
anyway, so what's everybody else up to? VeVe, what's the next question?
What about your topic?
Wait, we have another topic, but wait, Mike, what's the weirdest video request you've ever heard, or what's the weirdest one you'd ever want to produce?
I'm on the
Well, that's a
podcast.
hard question. I haven't really had anything too weird. There's one guy's got a fetish for jackets. He always wants people to wear like trench coat jackets, and he screws up all the time. But there's nothing really too weird. I mean, a lot of the sexual stuff, gets kind of over the line with some things, but nothing really bad.
I've heard of the puffy coat fetish.
Oh, the puffy coat, yeah. Windbreaker jackets. How could I get that wrong? That's what he always wants.
I've had really similar. There's a guy who's a big fan of ski suits, and so I've smothered a lot of people like while wearing a ski suit. But
why are these clips not in the top 50?
they're out there, but they're like very niche.
Yeah, I talked to the guy. His whole thing was he likes to hear the jackets rub together. That's like his big thing.
Yeah, the sound thing.
The sound is big.
Yeah. That's going to be awkward on the subway.
Whatever floats your boat, I guess.
But it's always fun when some of these other fetishes like intersect with wrestling, because I know like the jackets thing is really big like on its own, but then somebody likes it with wrestling, and then you get like the hottest, like literally the hottest, not necessarily the sexiest, but like the hottest wrestling match you've ever done.
Well, I found that a lot of the time wrestling isn't the only fetish people have. People with a wrestling fetish usually have a sub-fetish, or wrestling is a sub-fetish to their other fetish. I don't know if you've seen that too.
Yeah, I see like things can really work together really well. I mean, like wrestling and feet is like the one that makes the most sense, right? Because feet go all over in wrestling. Yeah. But that some other ones like they still go together, but they don't go as like obviously, like the puppy coats or usually a lot of clothing. That still kind of makes sense because you just wrestle wearing it. But
like I have an arm holding fetish. Oh, that's one. I have this guy who gets arm holding, and he was excited because he actually had clips for sale make the arm holding category. And his whole thing is you have to like. This is the whole thing. You have to be like this, and you can't move from this position. And look at like 10-minute videos. One person gets interrogated, and I call it like the T-Rex arms, and you have to be like this. And you have to act like you're resisting, but you can't move your arms, and you can't like drop them, so you're like this the whole time.
Interesting. That's a new one. Haven't heard of that one yet.
Oh, I'm sure all of you will be doing one of them.
Well, Keri's got like the specialist, like the market cornered on that. Okay. All right. I have another topic for everybody to talk about. We wanted to talk about fantasy wrestling versus competitive wrestling. Do you do them both? Do you like them both the same, or one more or one less? Or like, why is one good? Why is one better or not as good? What do you think?
I mean, I like an even amount of both of them. To say the difference, I mean, competitive is competitive. You're competing. Fantasy, you might hold the moves a little longer. You might resist a little longer, a little bit more facial expressions, more like selling the fantasy of it, the moves. It's more sexy. It's slow. It's controlled. That's my personal difference. I like a good variety of both. I don't want to do 10 competitive matches on one day. I probably won't be able to walk the next day. So if like we're doing a shoot, that's why like on our shoot at the 31st, it's going to be a mixture. There's going to be, you know, every girl will probably do 1 or 2 competitive, but then for every 1 competitive, you're going to do probably really kind of evening it out.
Totally. I think that you just can do really different things with both of them. Like competitive's awesome because you go for it, you really challenge your skills or your strength or your endurance,
right?
Or just your like strength of will. But I still feel like you can only have so many things happen in competitive. You can have like 2 really matched up people and a really hard fight. You can have, you know, a mismatch where somebody tries really hard but gets squashed. But then then you just can't have too many different things happen besides that. But fantasy, you can have holds that like never work in competitive. Like people have asked, can you do a competitive pro style? And I'm like, either really hurt somebody or it just wouldn't work. And I'm like, so to get some holds or like I don't like to do really angry, nasty, competitive for real. So I think you can trash talk and be a hell of a lot meaner in fantasy than in competitive. That's just me. I don't know, because I like to be a little bit more nice in competitive than I do in fantasy. Keri's like, ha!
I think that's dependent on who you're going against.
I guess. That can be true, but if somebody's going to be, like, seriously mean and really wanting to kill me, like, I don't want to do that match.
No, you're a very respectful fighter, that's true. But that comes with having the knowledge, the technical knowledge, you know? You don't have to do insane things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Like, what makes it competitive for real? Do you have to be, like, because people seem to have different definitions. Do you have to be trying to kill somebody? Do people have to be equal skilled? Or can it just be you're both trying? Like, what do you think makes competitive?
That's a good question. I personally look at it like competitive is, you know, anything where both people are truly trying to gain a submission. You know, you can have safe and sane competitive, you can have aggressive competitive. It's whatever the fighters bring to the mat. I know there are some people that I'll go against, and if they're kind of beginners, I'm not going to submit them every 20 seconds just because I can. You know, I'm going to give them space because I want to see what they can do, because I care about, you know, people learning. You know, that doesn't mean I'm not going competitive. I just don't think it's beneficial to submit somebody and squash them repeatedly, you know?
I agree with that completely.
It's stupid, and it's boring, and the fans don't want to see that either. It's a very small niche of people that want to see a squash that badly. And it's also really good for wearing down the spirits of somebody who's just getting into the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's embarrassing. And it reflects badly on you as, you know, a more experienced model or fighter. It just makes you look like an asshole.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I went off in a different direction there.
Ashley, you were saying, yeah, you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Just yesterday, I had a new girl make her debut in a competitive match. Scarlet Rain, you might have seen her on Twitter and Facebook. Long, red, gorgeous hair, and I could have destroyed her. We did a competitive match. That was our first match, but you know, I wanted to see what she. I went competitive, of course. You know, I made her submit. I held her down, but I also gave her room to get me down or see if she could even make me tap with her scissors, you know, things like that. So that's why I say I agree, because it's her her first match. You definitely don't want to totally crush someone's spirits and never have them come back. So, and as somebody that brought somebody on, I wanted to see what she had and see that she does have potential, and she does. She does have really good scissors. So I'm excited to see what she has too for the future.
Yeah, the pickings are small for getting, you know, good, lasting people on the mats these days, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, you know? Porn seems much more shiny to a lot of girls these days, so
Yep.
a lot of times they think fetish is worse for some reason, or wrestling is worse.
Yeah, it's always very exciting to start out with something and do a few, and, like, it's fun. But yes, to have somebody really come back again and want to take it real seriously, that's a huge deal. That's amazing when you get somebody that wants to stick with it, and especially that wants to learn. That's awesome.
I agree.
Wait, so actually, speaking of that, Sarah, you started just this year, right, or last year?
Yes.
So how is it to be just starting out? Like,
Well, it's nerve-wracking because I have no idea what I'm getting myself into with all these experienced girls. But it's also fun. I like the pressure knowing that I'm going against somebody that has a lot more experience than me. And I learn because I just watch everybody. So every time I'm learning something new. So, and I definitely stick into it because I love this stuff. I don't know.
You've been like going hard since you started, right? You've done tons of travel and tons of matches. Is that tough to like jump in so fast?
I think it's all or nothing. That's how I am. So I want to know, like, the knowledge of going to, company to company and trying out different things. Everybody's different is giving me a good base I want to learn. So yes, I get it. My body hurts a little bit, but I get over it because I'm always hurt.
I remember when I first started doing this, I used to get so many more bruises than I do now. You get more skilled, so you avoid it, but you adapt too, like physically. Like it's harder to bruise me now.
You really do. I remember my first couple matches, like I could not walk for like a week. Like, oh man, your body does build resilience for sure.
Oh, here's something I want to try. Since we've got everybody together right now, we're going to do like a Q&A for all the audience soon.
Do that in
but
4 minutes.
I want to do a Q&A for all of us here. Like, is there anything that one of you wants to ask the other while we're here?
Don't all talk at once.
I'm thinking. I feel personally everybody on here I talk to pretty regularly, like one-on-one, so I feel like I'd be good with what I know about everybody, but...
Oh, I know they're going to come out both sides. Yeah, guys always do that. I'm like, okay, oh, yeah.
Our sound just went nuts. Oh, I wanted to ask
I just don't think
everybody, what match for our shoot on the 31st are each of you most excited to see?
I brought it up earlier. I'm excited for me and Sarah, just because there's been a lot of hype about it. So I'm excited
I'm excited to wrestle Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say Ashley and Sarah too. I mean, when I first met Sarah, you just notice how beautiful she is, but I never knew she could fight like she can. She's very, very talented and just very, very good.
Right. That's why I'm excited. Cause honestly, like you said, you don't have a lot of like wrestling background or anything, and I saw you fight Leela, and you're tough. So I appreciate somebody that sometimes I've learned in the industry. Sometimes the girls that don't necessarily look like Keri, for example, too. We rolled, and I Keri's really freaking good. Everyone on here is really good, and so I really respect people in the industry that not only are hot, but also can actually rumble and put their money where the mouth is. And I feel that about all you guys. But I've been able to wrestle most of you competitively, except for Sarah. So I'm excited for that one.
Who's placing bets on Sarah? No one's going to say.
I just got you guys back. You froze for like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
We are getting a little bit of that, too.
Okay. So I missed like the past minute and a half. What did I miss?
I will see it on the replay.
Oh, Keri. No, I want to ask Keri. Keri, we asked what match on the shoot on the 31st are you most excited to see yourself? think we lost Keri again.
She's muted. Keri, I can't hear you.
No,
Can you hear me now?
muted.
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Keri is actually joined to the webcast twice, I think, right now.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
New
Oh
Keri.
my god, there's a fake me here.
Yeah.
It's just your clone. It's a totally real clone.
Technology.
Damn.
Wow.
So the question was, who am I excited to see on 31st?
Which match are you most excited to see?
Oh, well, my matches are going to be paced a little differently because of my back surgery, so, I mean, I don't know. I'm excited to see, probably, everybody's doing competitive?
We got a mixture of both. We got some fantasy and we got some competitive, and then I'm sure we'll all zip over to do a few matches over there. And I know Scissor Vixens is going to join our shoot too and be next door. So we got a lot going on. Yeah.
I want to see Ashley versus Sarah, definitely. Seeing you guys in a cat fight would be pretty cool. And VeVe and Ashley in a submission match would be cool.
That would be fun. That would be fun. I want to see. Are we all gonna like team up on Mike? I want to see that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, right?
I think so. I think that's a good idea.
Awesome.
Ooh.
All right. Audience.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Now
That
we're
sounds
gonna do the audience question portion. All right. Let's see what people wrote in for our Q&A from the audience. Let's see.
Scroll way
I'm
up.
scrolling up.
All right. You chat guys, you've been very patient. Thank you for waiting. Now we're finally going to get to you.
Where are these questions? People were asking them, I know.
One question was the evolution of catfights. Or
What was that?
how has catfighting
It was
changed?
evolution.
How has catfighting changed? Asking specifically to Keri. You see that one?
No, but I'll ask it anyway. So, Keri, you said like catfighting nowadays isn't like it used to be. Like, how has it changed?
Like I was saying a little bit, women, especially the younger women coming into it, are less likely to really, smack each other in the face, pull hair. It's like the generation coming into it, and it's not an insult. It's I think a lot of it is we have crossover models instead of women coming in just as wrestlers. So the crossover models don't want to be hit in the face. They're afraid of bruising, things like that. And that's obviously, something to be nervous about if you're getting paid for your face. But, when 12 years ago when I started, catfighting was, you go into a competitive catfight and you're getting the shit slapped out of your face and you're going to like it. If they slap you, you're not going to get upset about it and cry. You're just going to look for an opportunity to slap them harder. But you also did it in a safe way. It wasn't with the palm of your hand. You would try your best to use just your fingers. That way there wouldn't be bruising. But it's like this fear of getting hurt is so big, and that comes from not trusting who you're on the mats with, And a lot of times that's because, no offense to the male producers, catfighting producers that are male want to have that animosity between women. So they don't want them to trust each other. And then they get shitty matches. So you have two women that are pretending to do competitive instead of two women that trust each other actually being comfortable enough to do competitive.
So, wait, Keri, so when you started, did you find that you actually knew the ladies you were fighting ahead of time? I remember, like, you and I met for the first time ever doing a cat fight.
Yeah. The two companies I worked with first for catfighting was Catfight Haven and for We Bring It. And the Catfight Haven, Renee is amazing when you work for her. They're very personable. They make sure you're comfortable. And obviously it's a female-run endorsement, so it was a good experience for me. It wasn't a guy just throwing you on the mats and saying, here, you're going to fight this chick and these are the rules. Same with Walt over at We Bring It. Before you have a match, if you work with Walt, he's got a folder. You go through with each of the ladies. You write down your stats. You have the tactics that you choose to have in the match on a scale of 1 to 5, what your comfort level is with them, if you have any injuries, and you go through all of this before each match. So those are the things that make it a positive experience. Now with you, I knew you and you had a good reputation, VeVe, and I had a little more experience at that point, so I wasn't having any reservations about going against you. At East Coast Cats, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
But there was another girl I went against there who was a fucking reject, and she almost reaped my knee into oblivion. So
that's when, it's just like,
yeah, it's hit or miss.
Totally luck of the draw. Like, right, you and I had both heard of each other.
Yeah.
When you haven't, you can get almost anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We have, another one of the audience questions is, so we talked about fantasy and competitive, and somebody says, I want to hear more about semi-competitive. What is that? And that one, I think people are always saying different things. So what does everybody make for their own definition of semi-competitive?
To me, it's just going, you're going competitive. Like, you want to ultimately, if you're keeping score, you want to win at the end of the match, but you're also being very aware of each other's movement and not, I guess it's just being extra cautious of injury. And typically, semi-comp, when you first go against somebody in a competitive match, you might instead do semi-comp just to be a little bit more conscious, learn how that person rolls. Like for me, typically, like the way I do it, like let's say I'm doing a session and it's competitive. That's what they want, is competitive. If it's my first time rolling with this guy, I'll say, okay, the first 20 minutes since I just met you, what we're going to do semi-comp, we're going to go slower, and then towards the end of our hour, we'll pick up the speed. Once I know how you roll, once I know that you're not just like seriously crazy and trying to kill the other person, then towards the end, and once I get to know somebody better, then it becomes true competitive for me. That's my personal difference.
What do you think, Sarah?
Well, I think it's going halfways. I don't really know how to explain it, but I think I've done a good job explaining it. It's not going full in. It's being careful and going with the motion.
Yeah. Like, oh, that was you. Maybe I'm too. Actually, this is better. I think I can stop that. Okay.
Guys, sorry, we had our sound die on our end, so I still hear and see you all, but I don't know what people are saying, like, for another minute, maybe.
Okay.
Who else will answer? Well, my sound doesn't work.
I think semi-competitive is, taking it at a little bit of a more slow pace, and maybe you're allowing, certain holds to be applied to you, but once they're applied, the opponent is actually really fully applying them, and you are truly, truly trying to escape them, that sort of thing.
I have always thought of it as whichever fighter is more skilled will take it down a notch, like just enough that things can go back and forth and things can happen. That you let the control shift back and forth. Maybe the less skilled person might go ahead and try as much as they can, but the person who has the experience or the skill to be in control can keep things moving both ways, is how I always think of doing semi-competitive myself.
Yeah, because I think you want to have fun too. Like, I think if you're doing a match and you're just totally being destroyed or just totally destroying somebody else. That's not necessarily fun for the match or fun for the entertainment side that the fans are watching too, you know, so it just depends. You got to take all that into account. Like, personally, I enjoy a good match where it's pretty even and it goes back and forth. You know, that's, to me, that's a good match. So.
Do the guys want to comment on this? You guys have been so good and quiet, but I don't want to leave you out. You're still so good and quiet. Good job, guys. The ladies have been talking because we're more interesting. Let's see if there's one more question to ask everybody, and then I think we've done our hour of the show. So let me see. What is our last audience question?
Can I ask something really quick?
Yes.
Keri, what is the status of your back injury? Like, because I know we have set up in March. I'm actually going to come to you guys in York, and we're going to do a competitive match there. So, Keri, I'm curious. I know you have been going through some surgery, so I'm curious on your health.
My ability to be on the mats again in that capacity was 3 months after the surgery, so March will put me outside of that, which is good. So,
okay, cool.
I'm actually healing really well, thank God. You know, day by day, and I ended up doing the laminectomy as well as the discectomy. So.
Damn, girl. Was that a wrestling injury or just wear and tear over the years?
Wear and tear over the years, but I was actually doing a fantasy video and I was putting a Boston crab and a camel clutch at the same time, and the girl who had me in the crab slipped and fell straight down while holding my legs.
Shut up. Oh man, girl, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I felt a series of pops, and then my legs went numb, but then the numbness wore off, and I started having a lot of night pain, and then it gradually just started lasting all day. So.
But you're feeling good now. You got the surgery, and you're on the road to recovery.
The pain from the post-op is gone now. It's just like healing soreness. So yeah, I'm feeling good.
Gotcha. Damn.
I'm really excited to hear that it's getting better and getting better.
Yeah. So I'll start physical therapy probably in a couple weeks, and then I'm coming for you bitches.
You all one.
I'm coming for you.
A first or a second or a 10th shot at you, Keri.
All right.
Okay. Guys, we've reached the end of the show.
You don't want to do one more question?
Oh, wait. Is there one more question?
There's one. So everyone again in the chat, thanks for sending in questions. That's great. You're sending in so many great questions. And we're 10 to 15 seconds delayed from the broadcast to what you see on your YouTube, but we can see your questions in real time. So everything is just passing us by really quickly. But I'm on the laptop trying to watch your questions. So maybe we'll take one more, whichever VeVe wants to take.
I've been looking for them, and I'm scrolling through, and there are so many comments I can't find the new questions.
There's
Which one have we not talked about? Because I looked, and I have too many comments.
That's good.
So there was a recent question, very inflammatory, potentially. Very, very interesting.
Okay. I like interesting and inflammatory. What is this question?
Okay, scroll all the way down.
All the way down.
So this is a question from someone that we haven't answered a question from yet. Let's try to stick on this one.
Okay. Somebody has asked, everyone, do you think that there is an oversaturation of untrained women that is hurting the wrestling business?
I think a lot of the wrestling fetish industry is marketed off of amateur wrestling. I think they're two entirely different things.
So you think it's not a problem if people are not trained?
I think people should be trained enough in safety measures to know how to not hurt each other, but I don't think you need to be advanced technical in your training. You know, I don't think you need to be like beyond a white belt or anything in grappling training. You know, just don't fuck each other up. It's that simple. Just the basics. We didn't always have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We didn't always have the things that we have now. And wrestling's been around for how long? You know, it's just.
It's been around since cave people.
Yes.
It's like the most.
They were fine.
Yeah. It's been around since pre-human. Animals do it.
You know, I think you're comparing apples and oranges there. And I do train whenever I'm not injured, which is like once every 3 years.
Yeah, me too, Keri. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
How's that hammy?
It'll be a few weeks.
So,
especially vulnerable right now. Go after the leg.
Yeah, I hear you. So it's just that actually kind of was almost like insulting to me. You know, it took me aback a little bit. It's insulting to the women who are doing this because they love the amateur fun aspect of just getting on the mats with somebody and rolling around.
I think it's only hurtful to the business if what you're interested in is a really small specific part of like what wrestling videos and matches can be. I'm sure that for the portion of guys that want competitive skilled matches all the time, it must be frustrating that there are lots of less skilled people and that some models who are not really wrestlers are crossing over right now. And so for people that are looking for that one kind of match, I'm sure that it's really frustrating, but what I love about wrestling and wrestling videos and industry and fetish industry is how much variety there is. I love doing something different every time. And some of the ladies that are untrained as wrestlers are so brilliant at related things. Can do an amazing fantasy match with like such great acting. They can play like the best spy assassin you've ever seen. And I have had some video matches where it's really made people super excited that one lady was less skilled than another, and it was a big mismatch, and the more trained, skilled person could show off like the full range of their skills against somebody who was less skilled. So I think that when you take into account the wide variety of tastes and demands that are out there for different types of videos and matches, that it doesn't hurt anything at all that some ladies are relatively untrained and some are more trained, because people can do so many different things that someone loves, that is totally like the cup of tea for this person, even while that person there might be like, no, I only want skilled matches between trained women wrestlers. And it's true, you have to go to like a smaller corner of the wrestling world to find just that thing.
I started as an amateur.
Who else? Answer. Keri and I can talk like a lot.
Yeah.
We have.
Sarah, you started to say something.
Only a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Ashley, what were you going to say?
I know Sarah was starting to say something, so I didn't want to cut her off. Sarah, can you hear me?
I started as a model, and then I ventured off into wrestling, and I guess if you have the willingness to learn and you like it, I think if you didn't start off as an amateur, then I don't know. I think that's how you have to start off.
That's true. You get almost nobody who's going to come in as like fully experienced right away. It's awesome when new ladies come in.
And like you said, VeVe, to each their own. That's what's beautiful about what we do. There's no right or wrong. There's people that prefer just their amateurs. There's people that prefer their highly skilled competitors. There's people that prefer catfighting. There's people that like poofy jackets, you know. So to say that we all have to fit into this one mold would be silly. So to each their own. And thank God each their own. Otherwise, I wouldn't have this world that I have now, you know, and get to have these fun days in the office. So.
And it can be so fun to see what new people do, like Sarah, who, you know, doesn't have all the same experience that some of us more trained ladies can do. It's like, oh, what exciting new thing will somebody do that we're not expecting? That's fun.
Absolutely.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
like closing comments. We're gonna go off the air here in a minute.
Hi, guys.
Bye. Mwah.
Bye.
See you guys on the 31st.
Yep, see you on the 31st.
I'm excited. See you all soon.
31st.
What was that?
We haven't actually gone off yet. Okay, stopping the broadcast. Good to see you all. Love you.
Oh, I missed that. See ya.